All right, well, welcome everyone. We'll go ahead and get this zoning administrator meeting for January 30th, 2025 called to order. It's 4:01 p.m. My name is Veronica Moronis and I'm our zoning administrator. Just before we get started, I'm going to have everyone in the room introduce themselves and state whether they're here on behalf of one of the applications in review or a general member of the public. Just for the record, we are recording this for our record purposes. So I'll go ahead and I'm going to start on this side of the table. If you wouldn't mind introducing yourself, sir.
My name is Scott Sanderson. I'm the general contractor representing Panini Kebab Grill, which is has a patio variance, I believe.
Great.
Melissa DeMarzo, assistant planner.
I'm Alex Rangel, assistant planner.
Oscar Prometto, principal planner.
Annie Ward, administrative assistant.
Cindy Fu, representing City of Escondido. I'm still representing City of Escondido.
Great, so that's everyone in the room. So we'll go ahead and move on into the agenda with our first item, which is a minor conditional use permit request for massage services. I'll hand it over to the project planner, Alex.
Hi, thank you, zoning administrator, and good afternoon. Again, my name is Alex Rangel, assistant planner for our City of Escondido's planning division, and I'll be presenting the request to the zoning administrator for approval of conditional use permit PL240283 and request for the adoption of resolution number 2025-01 to allow for massage services at the North County Mall. The project site itself is located within the North County Mall, located at the southern entryway of the city, addressed as 272 East Villa Rancho Parkway. The site is bounded by Interstate 15 to the west and Beethoven Drive to the north and the east. The mall is identified within the city's general plan as the Westfield Regional Shopping Center and zoned for planned development commercial. The zone and the shopping center were developed in the 1980s as a multi-story regional shopping center with several anchor tenants, smaller inline shops, and freestanding dining establishments and exterior pad buildings surrounding the center. The shopping center's governing document, or master plan, was most recently updated in 2012, which provided a list of permitted and conditionally permitted uses for the shopping center. The applicant, with Soothing Relax, is proposing for the operation of a massage establishment facility within the existing suite of the North County Mall. Pursuant to the Westfield North County Mall's master plan, massage services as a principal use are permitted through a conditional use permit process. The proposed use will provide multiple tiers of massage services, ranging from foot massage, chair and table massage, and full body massage. Business operations will be conducted during standard North County Mall hours and subject to all property management requirements for the mall. As part of the city's review, the project was analyzed under the general plan, zoning, and municipal code requirements for massage establishments. The project is consistent with the commercial land use policies of the general plan, promoting the expansion and the economic development of existing commercial spaces. The project complies with all zoning code and plan development requirements for massage establishments and has been reviewed and processed under all provisions under Article 38 for massage establishments, Article 61, Division 1 for conditional use permits, and the plan development document for the North County Mall. Additionally, the Escondido Police Department was part of this review and has independently reviewed the proposed business pursuant to Chapter 16A, which is regulation of business licenses and massage regulation. The Escondido Police Department found no concerns with the establishment used in this location and has been in regular contact with the applicant throughout this process and will be for their subsequent licensing requirements. The conditions of approval have been included in this project to ensure compliance with the zoning and municipal code requirements. Based on the information in the presentation and the staff report, staff recommends approval of the project and requests that the zoning administrator adopt resolution 2025-01 as conditioned. Staff and the project's applicant and agent are here for any questions you may have.
Thank you. I will open the public hearing, and seeing as how there's no one from the public here, we don't have any comments that were received for this item.
No, we do not.
I will close the public hearing for this item and state that I did review the staff report and all the ancillary documents, including the draft resolution and conditions and findings. I have one question of staff, and that is to confirm or clarify the required permit through Chapter 16A is subsequent to the minor conditional use permit, correct?
Correct.
And it's through our police department?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So then I just want to confirm for the applicant that you understand there's another permit process you have to go through with our police department for the purposes of the massage establishment, and you're aware of that, correct?
Yes, I think we already did that.
Yes, it's been pending my approval.
Oh, it's pending. Okay, good deal. Then with that, I will go ahead and move to approve Resolution 2025-01 as set to form with all the conditions that are applicable for this project. And we'll go ahead and move on to the next item. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Alex will work with you further on that. So
The applicant's requested to be taken out of the room, if you don't mind. If I can
no problem. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah.
And I'll be right back for item 2.
We will take a 1-minute recess.
Thank you so much.
You guys. Thank you. And I'll be right back. Thank you, everybody. They had another appointment to attend to, so I'll take it out here.
All right, we'll go ahead and reconvene this meeting and move on to item number 2, the precise plan modification.
Thank you again, Zoning Administrator. I'd now like to present to you a request for consideration to approve a precise plan modification for the physical expansion of an existing restaurant space at the North County Mall under PL 240299 and request the adoption of resolution number 2025-02 approving the modification. Prior to my presentation, I'd like to point out an error in the staff report. The project location is listed in the staff report as suite number 309, and that needs to be amended to suite 247 as part of the report. The project site is located within the North County Mall, located in the southern entryway of the city and addressed as 272 East Via Rancho Parkway. The site again is bounded by Interstate 15 to the west and Beethoven Drive to the north and east. The mall is identified within the city's general plan as the Westfield Regional Shopping Center and zoned for planned commercial development. The zone and shopping center were developed in the 1980s as a multi-story regional shopping center with several anchor tenants, smaller inline shops, and a freestanding dining establishments in its exterior pad buildings surrounding the center. The shopping center's governing document, or master plan, was most recently updated in 2012, which provided a list of permitted and conditionally permitted uses for the shopping center. This update also included modifications to the exterior of the mall to exclude expansions of multiple exterior tenant spaces, exterior design features, alterations, and parking adjustment requirements on site. The applicant for Brunini Kebab Grill is proposing for a 1,210 square foot physical expansion of the outdoor dining space to an existing restaurant tenant space to the northeast end of the mall, located in suite number 247. Proposed expansion consists of a covered patio area, providing additional outdoor dining services to the existing restaurant space. Business operations will be consistent with the interior and exterior, and will include alcoholic beverage consumption within the outdoor dining area for patrons only. The design elements of the project are also included in your staff report under attachment 2. As part of the city's review, Staff Development Committee and Escondido Police Department reviewed and analyzed the project under the city's general plan and zoning requirements for the project. The project is consistent with the commercial land use policies, promoting expansion to economic development of existing commercial spaces. The project complies with all zoning and plan development requirements for outdoor use, dining uses, and has been reviewed and processed under all applicable provisions, under Article 61, Division 1, conditional use permits, and in Article 57 for outdoor dining requirements. The Escondido Police Department has independently reviewed the proposed alcoholic beverage use request for this location and does not foresee any concerns with the services provided at this location. Conditions of approval have been included in the project to ensure compliance with all zoning code requirements. Based on the information in this presentation and your provided staff report, staff recommends approval of the project and requests that the zoning administrator adopt Resolution 2025-02, approving the modification as conditioned. Staff and representative for the applicant are present for any additional questions you may have.
Thank you. I will go ahead and open the public hearing, seeing as how there's no one else in this room from the general public. I'll close the public hearing. I don't have any questions of staff, and I don't have any questions of the applicant. This is a fairly straightforward request. I did review all of the materials associated with this, and as a result of it being a standard expansion of outdoor dining and having seen the Panini franchise in other locations, they generally all have large dining areas. This seems to be a consistent model of their business. I'll go ahead and take action to approve the project as set to form, adopting Resolution 2025-02, and move on to our last item. Congratulations. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, zoning.
Thank you.
So then we will move on to our last item, which is a request to rescind a local register listing, and I will hand it over to Melissa.
Good afternoon. My name is Melissa DeMarzo, Assistant Planner with the City of Escondido, and today I'll be presenting Planning Case PL 24-0294, a request to delist the subject property, 2033 East Washington Avenue, from the city's local register. The project site is located outside of the old Escondido neighborhood on the east side of Washington Avenue, between North Midway Drive and Weatherby Avenue, addressed as 2033 East Washington Avenue. The subject lot has an existing single-family home and a garage on a 0.23 acre lot. The property and surrounding properties are residentially zoned. Per Article 40, Section 33-794, a historical resource must meet at least 2 criteria for addition to the local register. In 1990, the city conducted a survey and determined the subject property to be a local contributor. Further, in 1992, the primary structure was nominated by city staff for placement on the city's local register, which was confirmed by the city's Historic Preservation Commission. The listing criteria included items 2 and 5, Escondido building or buildings that embody distinguishing characteristics of an architectural type, specimen, or a representative, or a recognized architect's work and are not substantially altered, and Escondido historical resources that are 50 years old or have achieved historical significance within the past 50 years. The local register justification identified the structure as a 1-story Victorian cottage with a hipped gable roof with sheathing and slightly turned vertical shiplap siding. The applicant submitted a request to remove the subject property from the local register per Article 40, Section 33-795. New documentation must be presented disproving the information upon which the resource was placed on the local register or given landmark status, and evidence must be presented showing that modifications and alterations to the resource have eliminated the distinctive architectural features that warranted its placement on the local register or its designation as a local landmark. As substantiation, the applicant has provided a cultural resources report for the historical assessment of the property prepared by a qualified expert. Notably, the report indicates that the structure does not possess any architectural characteristics of a Victorian cottage, but rather that of a traditional foursquare, and does not bear any association with a prominent historical figure as asserted in the nomination report, and has been altered extensively since its original construction between 1898 and 1930. As further evidence of the erroneous listing, the Historic Resources Form and Nomination Report for 350 South Vine Street is included as Attachment 5, bearing the same justification as the report for 2033 East Washington Avenue. City staff has reviewed the provided information, conferred with consulting staff certified in the area of historic preservation, and found the request to meet the criteria for the rescinding of the local register status for the property. Based on the foregoing and in light of the report presented, staff recommends approval of Resolution 2025-03, rescinding the local register status of the subject property. Staff is available to address any questions at this time.
Thank you. I do have one question. I just wanted to clarify for the record, who was the consultant that reviewed the historic resources assessment for this project and what firm they were with?
The consultant was Vikram Chima, and he was with Rick Consulting.
Thanks, Melissa. I don't have any questions for this. I know there's been a lot of discussion surrounding the process for delisting. I've reviewed all of the materials regarding this. Since this is not a public hearing item, I'm not going to open a public hearing, but it seems like the substantiation in the report does meet the standard for erroneous listing, given the lack of association both in setting and in architectural design as described in the DPR. And it isn't the first time that we have seen an erroneous listing on our local register, with the most recent one coming to mind being, I believe, 340 Waverly, where we're finding just information from the 1990s is not always the most consistent in terms of documentation. So with that, I will go ahead and approve the request to delist the 2033 East Washington Avenue property from the local register based on the substantiation included in the findings and in the attached historical resources assessment. And with that, that is all of the items on our agenda. So I will go ahead and adjourn this meeting at 4:18 p.m.